Do you feel that you have a small accounting firm, maybe you're solo, or you just have a couple people on your team? And I just want to say, smaller to mid-sized firms face different challenges than the larger firms do. Some of the things you might struggle with might be tight resources, tight schedules, limitations. And as a result of that, it means that many firms that are small to medium, they remain stuck in compliance work and the routine tasks. But it's possible to empower your team to think strategically and innovate. This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, and I want to be able to talk today about rising above those challenges and applying what Google does. And I know that Google is so big compared to your firm, but applying their famous 20% time. And by doing this, I'm going to talk about how to be able to tailor it to a firm your size. So when you're busy doing all the tasks that are required and your team is busy in the day-to-day, there's a lot of fires maybe that need to be put out. Maybe you're handling, you're managing those client requests, or you're just finding that you and your team are busy with the day-to-day admin tasks that need to be done. That's what I call working in your business. That's where you're spending all your time on the day-to-day operations. And because that it keeps you from having any time available, that's going to progress your firm forward in a very strategic way. And when you're able to advance your firm strategically, that's what I call working on your business. But I just want to say, when everything revolves around the deadlines and the billable hours, then the new ideas, the innovation, the business development gets pushed aside because you just don't have any capacity for that additional thing. It feels like a luxury. And not having the capacity for business development in a very strategic way means that there's stagnation. Maybe there's organic growth where a client requests something and you just go ahead and say yes and start to implement that. But there's no innovation. And that means that the things that you first envisioned for your firm, the things that were ideas, the things that really lit you up and motivated you, they kind of get put on a back burner. So when you put all those ideas, those dreams on a back burner, then what happens is there's stagnation. You see other firms that start to add new lines of services or implement technology, but it's not something that you feel that you're capable of doing. It also means that you and your team start to view this as a 9-to-5, where your team members, they are overworked. There is no additional things that you can add to their plate. And as a result of that, it lowers motivation. There's no sense of them having ownership for where your firm is going to. And the other thing is that they might know of problems that your firm is experiencing because they're dealing with the day-to-day operations and they're working directly with the clients, but there's no time available to implement solutions or to make any suggestions. And then the last thing that happens as a result of that is you just settle for the status quo. And as a result of that, you miss opportunities that would actually advance your firm forward because there's just no time for being able to do business development or being able to just really add anything to your plate. You're already at capacity. So once again, this means your firm doesn't evolve. It actually just remains with good enough and it stagnates. But I want to share that way to be able to take that Google's 20% time and apply it to your firm, even if you're that small or mid-sized firm. And the very first thing to look at is start small. Think about allocating just 1 hour a week per team member for innovation or productivity time. And it might start small, but it is a way to start moving in this direction. So pick a specific hour each week that gets put on the calendar. That block time is called productivity or innovation time, whichever title appeals to you most, or maybe you have some other title you want to call it. And then you want to be able to set clear objectives. This is going to be you explaining to your team in a very clear way what it is that you want them to use this time for. Maybe it would be on working on a particular project that is going to help to add a new line of services or possibly increase efficiency. Or maybe there's something else you want to bring in that will raise the bar as far as the client services that you offer for your clients. So that is something to think about. The third thing is encourage collaboration. There might be several team members that have a similar interest and they want to work together on implementing this new line of service, this idea, or possibly on being able to really focus on something that would be a long-term project. The fourth thing is providing services. What is it that your team might need? Maybe it's as simple as just having a quiet space available, or there might be other resources as far as software or research materials. The fifth thing is celebrating success, because whether it is a small improvement or a breakthrough idea that's going to really make a difference, you want to go ahead and recognize the contributions, because this will boost morale. Number 6 is implement and fine tune. If someone is coming to you with an idea that they made and was able to work on during this implementation or productivity time, you want to be open to actually using it, because nothing kills innovation faster than ignoring a good suggestion. So those are 6 things to be able to start bringing this 20% Google time into your firm, no matter what your firm size is, whether it's solo, one team member, or maybe you do have a team and some partners. But what you want to do is start small, even with 1 hour a week per team member. Set some clear objectives. You want to encourage collaboration when there's mutual interest between some team members. You want to provide resources. Number 5 is celebrating successes. And number 6 is implementing and fine-tuning along the way. Look at this as an evolution. You start with something small, you implement, and it gets better over time. So here's an example that one of my clients had from implementing this innovation productivity time. Basically, they set aside that 1 hour a week per team member, and within 3 months, one team member went ahead and developed a chat box that they were able to implement. And by doing this, this actually reduced admin time by 30%, and it also increased the client experience. So that is something that could come out of this implementation time, this innovation time, this productivity time for your firm also. But I just want to say, having this in place creates a culture where every team member starts to feel ownership, and also they want the firm to succeed because they're contributing something meaningful to it. So give your team the opportunity to innovate, the time to collaborate, and also focus on those higher value firms that will advance your firm forward. Higher level activities. And also, as your team members start to do this, it actually reinforces them. They grow along with the opportunities you're giving them for improvement. I look at it as compounding interest. You start small, and all those small incremental ideas, projects that get completed, they add up to a significant change for your firm over time. And who knows, you might be surprised with what they come up with. Maybe they'll come up with that similar idea that 3M had from a team member that did something similar, where it led to having sticky notes. So if you want something like this to happen, you're ready to make it happen, then join me for achieving more in less time to skyrocket your firm's growth. It's a free masterclass that's on Friday, October 18th at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And you can get all the details at businesssuccesssolution.com/time. So if you're ready to move your firm forward and find the time and capacity to be able to do it, join me on Friday, October 18th to achieve more in less time to skyrocket your firm's growth at businesssuccesssolution.com/time. I look forward to hearing what you took away from this, what inspired something for you. how you feel that you can make this apply to your firm in order to advance it forward. Lauren Fogelman, showing firm owners how to double their income, working half the time.